All right, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? I've got my sound effects ready. I'm off Tuesday. Hold on, let me correct myself. There you go. It's time. Oops, wrong one. Pause. If you haven't heard the news, there's a lot of stuff going on in the economy right now, right? Tariffs and all that. I'm not here to talk to you about that. I'm a dumb caveman. I have no idea what any of that means. I'm working on posting a video right now, editing, and I just look at the rates. I don't know why I didn't check this morning. I look at the rates, and holy crap. It looks like people pulling their money out of stocks are putting it in the real estate. Not going to say houses, but like the bond market and whatnot, right? So I don't know about everything going on. I'm here to talk to you guys about what to do now that rates are dropping. Okay, because when rates drop, even a little bit, people flood the market. So you're going to start hearing from the news, right? You're going to see, for me, it was channel 33 growing up, right? Univision or Telemundo. Sorry. Not everyone's maybe it's Fox News for you. I don't know. I grew up in a Hispanic household, so I had Telemundo and Univision with, Jorge Ramos telling your mom, hey, rates are dropping. Now's a good time to buy. And then you're going to hear it. And here's what's going to happen. Rates drop. And really the only people that benefit from it are the people that are currently under contract. Sorry. What happens is it takes like a while to kind of go through everything, goes through the motions, right? No sound? Oh my God. Shauna, you're freaking scaring me. That's the worst thing you can tell someone who's doing a live stream right now. Can't hear you. Sorry, Wes, you sent me before they went down. So let me hit you with the bruh. Sorry. I have like 6 sound effects that I use over and over again. Anyways, so everyone freaks out and they go into the market by like, oh my gosh, rates drop. But by the time they're going into it, rates are already increasing again. So let's all take a deep breath. Let's calm down. Let me help you prepare. First, let's kind of figure out how much they dropped. Sound is good. Thank you, Reef. Appreciate it. Dude, I just submitted an offer and already I'll be buying a cash offer. Yeah. If you were buying a house in the last 30, 45 days, you had it really easy. Like I was getting offers accepted below list, with a lot of concessions, or like during the inspection period, sellers were a lot more lenient. But just literally as of an hour ago, I dealt with a seller who's being stubborn with like a roof situation. So what happens is as soon as more buyers flood the market, sellers get more emboldened, get more empowered. But anyways, we'll get to that. Miklo, sorry to hear that you're dealing with the cash offer. Where are you at, Miklo, if you don't mind sharing? But anyways, let's talk about what's going on here. Do I have the right screen? Let's figure it out. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Okay, so if you're looking for a 30-year FHA loan, you are now going to be buying it at 6.07. 6.07. Wow. That's a thing of beauty right there. Let's say I zoom in. There you go. Let's zoom in and they're nice and tight. If you were buying, it was already kind of in the lows, right? But that went from 6.2 all the way down to like near 6 now. We might even see this go in the 5s, which we haven't seen since September, because this is what happened last time, right? Rates started dropping. Around this time, everybody and their mama were like, let's go buy a house. So let's go get pre-qualified. Let's go start looking for a house. And then next thing you know, you're under contract and the rate's going back up to 6 and you missed the boat, right? So when rates start dropping, if you're going to do it, you got to do it quick. I hate to tell you. So like I told you, it really only benefits people that are currently looking or that are like maybe about to make an offer. So if you are not ready to buy yet, don't go borrow money from Tony Soprano to go get a house. Okay. It's not. There'll be other drops. There'll be other times this happens. So don't worry. It's not dropping as low as it did last time. What's going on, Edgar? Wesley, who would have thought you'd have to compete for houses in Albuquerque in the ABQ? Oh, because Miklo says he's in Albuquerque. Miklo from Blood In, Blood Out. Is that dude? Miklo was over in my neck of the woods the other day. Anyways, so FHA drops down to low sixes. Let's see what happened to conventional. Conventional wasn't the sevens as early as this year. Insane. We saw it drop sharply from like 6.8 down to like 6.6. Nothing too crazy yet. We're not seeing in the low sixes like it was in the September drop, right? But still, it's trending downward. This last time this happened, it started trending downward pretty sharply. It goes back up and it goes down. So my hope is we're in this period where it's still trending downward. So here's the thing. Ready, Fox? You're good. Here's the thing. If you're watching this live or you're watching this after the fact, wherever you are, don't sway from the plan. This is great news for someone like Ready Fox, like the Galax family who's selling. Dude, this is how old I am. Was it? I don't want to say her first name because I don't want to dox you. But I remember she was here watching my channel when she bought the house that she's selling. Now she's selling and buying. So that's how old I've been doing this. Anyways, it benefits them. If you're still not quite there, or maybe you have the down payment saved, but you have nothing for emergency funds, or maybe you're like halfway there. And if you wanted to, you could make a call or you could borrow from your 401k. You need to take a deep breath and let this one go. The last thing we need is too many buyers coming in and hyping things up and just making prices go up again. We finally started seeing some price adjustments. Like I was like, yes, finally we're like, I was getting leverage over sellers again, and we were getting offers under contract. And this happens. Oscar Von Doom, great name. Is that your real name, Oscar? Hey Javier, can you give me your opinion on 1206 South Douglas Street in Los Angeles? My opinion on it? You just want my flat opinion? Let's see. It's trash, and I'm just kidding. Hold on. Bruh. I'm such a boomer with my sound effects. Sorry if I look up, it's because this is where I have my streaming screen. It's tacky, it's trash, it's blue, it's outdated. I'm just kidding. It looks in really good shape, man. Is it a flip? No, it doesn't look like a flip. Like little features like this with the pots and the vines growing. This is love. Looks in excellent shape to me. I can't tell you comps because I'm not licensed in Los Angeles. In Los Angeles. Whoa, what's going on? Now I'm dumb, sorry, but is this like a rough neighborhood or a good neighborhood? Where's the house at? Is this the house all blurred? Oh, the house is blurred. Nice. Okay, so this is where the house would be. Anyways. Yeah, it's a good looking house, man. $695. Jeez Louise. Oh, yeah, extended renovated. Craftsman home, Echo Park. Look at the sale dates. They bought it earlier this year for $695. Now they're selling it for $725. Why are they moving so soon? And it looks like it's September. It was bought for $950. Damn. In November, it was sold for $1.3 million. Damn. What the hell's going on with this house, dude? Is it like haunted or something? Dude, this is like perfect. This is like Amityville horror type stuff right here, dude. Freaking 2000, like November 2022 sells for 1.3 million. Sells 2 years later for 950. So they took a loss. These people then buy it and sell it a year later. No, sorry, 4 months later, 5 months later for 695. And then these people sell it, and now they're trying to sell it for 725. Dude, this house is haunted. Are you kidding me? Somebody was brutally murdered in this house, and they're haunting this place. Of course, I'm kidding, but I think there's definitely some red flags there. Like, why are they selling so quickly? It's a neighborhood, you think? Miss Taylor says. Yeah, I mean, if you look at the street view, it's literally blurred. First of all, look at those people running. I mean, it looks like a cute neighborhood, but I don't know LA that well, so. On the live house. Does anyone else live in LA? What can you tell me about this neighborhood? Dang, fool. Sorry, I'm not. Anyways, yeah, dude, there's some red flags about this house. I have no idea, but I have questions. Someone died there, don't buy it. I think Airbnbers, you think? No bars, no window. That's a good sign. There's bars right here, right here. Oh, those aren't bars. Yeah, there are bars. I don't know, man. I don't know. I know nothing about LA, but I can tell you the history is definitely off. Only for Ghostbusters, that's right. That's why I have seen all over the country. That's why I have been seen all over the country. They had a seance in that house for real? Are you serious, Justin? Are you for real? Let me look up the address. Maybe there's like a news article or something. No. I can't find anything. Oh, man. Anyways, let's talk about interest rate again. So, interest rates are... This is great news for anybody who is currently looking, who is about to get pre-qualified or just got pre-qualified, or people that are in escrow. Okay? Everybody else, chill out. Stick to the plan. So, here is my predictions. KKK used to have the meetings all out. Okay, people are just lying. Don't you guys stop making up stuff. Javier, how much does it cost to buy an interest rate down? It depends on the day, depends on what's going on. I know it's cheaper to buy an FHA rate down. Conventional rates, it's more expensive to buy it down. So there's like no fixed fee. It's not like a certain thing. Basically, a point is a percentage of the loan amount, and a point can increase or decrease in value depending on how that lender's feeling that day, how the market is, etc. So it's kind of hard to do that. Rolling it, hey demons, it's me, your boy. No, you guys are. There's no demons. There's no murder. There's definitely some red flags. Okay. There's been 5-6 owners, and I think it's who said that? It was Miss Taylor, I think. I think she's correct. I think it's something to do with the neighborhood or something like that. Here's one in your hood. Are you sending me like haunted houses? If so, great idea. Man, this using Brave browser. You're distracting me. I'm trying to talk about. Seller may consider buyer concessions. Okay, so this is an open door. I'm gonna tell you now. Open. Oh, actually, if it's my hood, I can actually just look up the MLS. Okay, we're gonna stop. I'll look up this house, and if it's haunted, great. But for everybody else, let me just give a little quick tidbit of interest. So here is what I think is gonna happen. Here's my prediction. Okay, let's go back let's focus on FHA. Let's go last year and let me go to share screen. So this was Wednesday, right? So this was 1 day drop. We're near 6. Here, right here, is the last time we were that low, or at least one of the times we were that low. Okay, it kept dropping from August 19th to the lowest point around September 19th. So August, September, it's about 30 days to drop lower. So if you jump in now, over the next 30 days, we should see a drop, in my opinion. The question is, at that point, will it continue dropping below Fed? Mid fives is definitely tough. I mean, we haven't seen mid five since maybe a quick little thing in 2023, but that's like 2022 numbers. That's like pre-COVID levels, right? I don't think we're going to drop down lower than mid fives, in my opinion. I think at that point, buyer demand is just going to kick up, right? And I don't know. I just feel like it wouldn't go that low. So my prediction is the next 30 days, it continues dropping. And it probably levels up around here. So then we're saying, what is that, like May 3rd? Beginning of May, we start seeing it kind of start poking up again. And this is really unfortunate timing because, like I was saying, I was just starting to see like really good deals for buyers. Like people that were buying were having a good time buying. We were negotiating off price. We were getting roofs. We were getting ACs. And now with a bunch of people are going to enter the market, and news always starts late. You guys are ahead of the curve, but for everybody else out in the public, within the next 1 to 2 weeks, you'll start getting news articles. The realtors are going to start their marketing and their advertising, and pretty soon there'll be more and more people out there looking because they're going to hear that the rates dropped. Oh, rates dropped. Now I can go buy. But really what changed, I mean, if you think about it, April 1st, it was 6.1 and it dropped about 0.1. Like, not even, it dropped like point something. It really hasn't dropped like significantly, but I think what they're projecting now is they're going to continue to drop sharply. No buyers are paying $50K more. It's insane. Yeah, no, Gus, I'm sorry. Yes, the reason why these rates dropped is because of the tariffs, right? People are pulling the money out of the stock market, or investors, and they're putting it in the markets that benefit rates, or that makes rates drop. So it's good news for people looking to buy interest. Bad news for Wesley, who just lost 7% of his portfolio. So it is definitely the tariffs, and 100% without a doubt, it is the tariffs. There's no doubt about that. 10-year yield is almost, yeah. So it's what happens. Traditionally, the stock market does bad. They put it into, I think, bonds, right? I'm a big dumb. Don't listen to me. I'm good when I get the buyer. Why it's happening and what that, that's it. I don't know. Check on this. So this last video I did, I actually started editing on my laptop again because your boy's on a budget. Your boy's on a budget. Every single cent and dollar is being tracked by, there's a CFO that I hired that is brutal. She tracks every penny and dime and quarter with a freaking fine-tooth comb. Every single morning and every single evening, she checks all of our accounts. And if there is even a single cent spent at Quick Trip or at grocery store or at some kind of fast food, I immediately get a call. Or maybe when I get home, I get picked up by my neck, and she kind of just picks me up and it just like gut punches me. And while I'm on the floor, says, "Why did you spend $4 at Quick Trip today?" And that CFO is my wife. We just, without getting too personal, it's just, credit is out of hand, but I've just been like, woohoo, yeah, let's never pay these things off. So she stepped in and said, we're gonna get a hold of our budget. So yeah, boys on a budget. So I cannot pay for Premiere Pro. I mean, I can, but we choose not to. Tarkiv, the Tarkov, or for Magic the Gathering's coming out tomorrow. I'm not buying any packs. I'm not getting any commander decks. I don't stop at Quick Trip for soda anymore. I just don't know who I am as a person. But anyway, the point is, every cent's being tracked, and I am now editing on my laptop again because I have Final Cut Pro. So we'll see if you guys can see a difference in quality. Well, it'll be out tomorrow morning, I believe. So the CFO is micromanaging. Hey, that's what you got to do. Do you think refi rate also dropped? I mean, refinancing, the rates apply to refinancing and for resales, right? So if the resale rates, the purchase price, the mortgage rates drop, then refi rates also drop. So for anybody who purchased a house in the last, maybe, I don't know, 6 to 12 months, you want to look into maybe potentially refinancing. Not quite yet, at least start the process now. But like if you bought, let's say at a 7.5 or 7.2, right now they're like in mid sixes. So just keep an eye on it. I don't know if sixes is the right time to refi. I think if they go to the fives, I think that might be. I think there's a rule of thumb. I'm not talk to a lender, but like a 1%, I believe, 1.5%, it makes sense to do it. I don't know. Sharp haircut, thank you, man. I went back with the fade. I went back to my cholo days. So are you buying a Switch too? Art of MD, come on, man. Trying to stick to real estate. I don't know if my CFO, it's in the budget to get it, but I know it's gonna be like I need to like pre-order it and stuff, right? So maybe we'll see. I dropped 2 paychecks. My mom is putting her house on the market next week. Well, she picked a great time, A-Train. Why'd you take off your comment, A-Train? The hell? Refi is at 4.9. Refi? Is that like a company, Refi? All right, now I believe this gentleman sent me a house here that's in my local area. He says he collects data. Sock check, Javier. The higher the socks, the down the food. And my socks aren't that high right now. I've got a sick ass fade though, homie. First of all, the first house he sent me was cool. Oh, it's actually pending already. It's on the market. It's off the market. You can't even get it no more, buddy. So here's the thing about this house. It's open door. So we can see what they bought it for. Open Door bought this house end of February 28th for $411. And they got it sold for $470. Holy crap. They're not. Why? Why would somebody pay list price for this house? Why did that person sell it for $411 to Open Door? Like it was in good shape already. Oh, that's so heartbreaking, man. That's heartbreaking. I mean, Open Door didn't do normally they don't do anything to their house. I mean, is there history? Yeah. That's unfortunate. Dang. Anyways, house is not available no more. So anyone selling a house in Buffalo, New York suburbs? Unfortunately, I don't see real estate getting any better. Gus Fring. Like, what does better mean to you? Like, prices going down? I don't think prices will go down after rates drop, unfortunately. Back to square fun. I haven't bought MTG Magic the Gathering since boxes went over $100 after War of the Spark. I just print the cards I want and sleeve them up at this point. That's a good. You just print them and sleeve them and play Commander with them. That's smart. Actually, I mean, why not do that? That's a good point. You can just do that and play Commander with your friends. They won't know the difference. But of course we wouldn't do that. No, affordability, I don't see affordability getting better. I think affordability will go down for a little bit because the rates drop, but when there's too many buyers in the market, then prices start going higher, so they kind of offsets it. So I agree. We're not gonna see much of a difference. A guy called Ed Javi just joined the live. Ignore if already addressed. With rates dropping, how do you think it will affect new construction homes? In previous videos, you indicated that new construction rate. That's a great question, Ed. Great question. Here is, Ed, are you still here? Let me know. Give me a hell yeah, brother. I should have Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Boom, boom. Hold on, I gotta research. I gotta find hell yeah now. Then I'll answer that question. Yeah. Anyways, here's what I think. Don't go with the beer can. What? I think he's not even here no more. No. Anyways, also answer it because people probably will want to know. What's going to happen with new rates, with new construction? So this is the formula that I've learned with new construction. And it's pretty reliable. If it sucks to buy a resale, you know, because the rates are high or because prices are high or both, then what happens is new builders will offer great incentives. So this is why right now you can go buy a new construction home for 4%. Or for like, you know, I saw one the other day for 3.499. Or maybe 4.25 or maybe 4.5. And you can also get a 2-1 buy down where you can get the rate cheaper for the first 2 years, or they'll give you a bunch of closing costs. So it's a great time for new construction. When it doesn't suck, so when the suck is low to buy a resale, meaning prices are lower, rates are lower, something, then you would think new builders would still try to be competitive and offer great incentives. But what happens instead is they actually reduce their incentives.
Get yourself a soda on me, lol. CFO approved law.
I don't know, man. First of all, thank you, Donnie. I don't know if the CFO would allow that. For those that are here for the first time, I'm on a budget now, and my CFO / my wife tracks every cent. Not even $4 at Quick Trip not even $2 at Quick Trip can be spent. So, Donnie, thank you for the $4.99. She'll probably, that money will probably go on my YouTube check and it will go straight to the account, and she'll still track it. So the CFO will be happy to hear that. But unfortunately, no soda. Anyways, so when the suck is reduced to buy a resale, then the new build incentives are not so great anymore. So here's a good indicator on if incentives are available. If you're on Zillow and you see houses that are resales and you go, that's just crazy. Why is these houses so expensive? Why is the monthly payment so high? And you're just like angry. Then what you want to do is go with the new builds, because they're going to be treating you good. If you're on Zillow looking at resales and you're like, hey, that's not that bad, hey, that's pretty good, you're like having happy thoughts, then new builders are not going to be offering great incentives. Maybe their thought process is that they don't have to try as hard because there's more people entering the market. I'm not too sure, but so in my opinion, what's going to happen if rates continue to drop sharply, I don't think the incentives are going to be as attractive in the next month or two. If you're locked in, you're good to go. But I think for anyone going to go look at the new builds, in the market or in an area where rates are lower, then there's less incentives. It literally happened back in September last year, when the rates dropped sharply. Had a client go look at new builds, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not giving this. The only incentive is we're giving is this. And they're like, well, like 2 months ago, you were giving a 3.99 or 4.99. What happened? We just don't, our builder or our managers don't think it's necessary to, give that much incentive drop. So, because the thing is, the incentive when it's good time to buy becomes it's a new house, it's nice. Whereas when it's a shitty time to buy, they need to find someone to buy their houses, so they're gonna throw the kitchen sink at you so you can buy. Does that make sense? What's up, Calvin? I am live. What's up, holy shamoli? Hey, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by. Don't buy Lennar, that's trash. Nah, you gotta be careful there. Lennar, here's the interesting thing about Lennar. They, like, as of December, November, they were very aggressive with their incentives, because they were trying to take up market share. So they built a lot of houses really quickly, and it worked. They have really good incentives right now. Like, even as an agent, if I could take a client there, I got an email like last week. They're paying 4% of compensation instead of 3%, which is like, sweet. It doesn't really, it's nice and all, but I got a war going on in my pants. Thank you. So dumb. No worries, Vidana. Thank you, man. Where's I going with that? So yeah, they're very aggressive with that. So, but their build quality may not be there. But at the same time, like, I've dealt with Pulte in one neighborhood that's excellent, and I've dealt with Pulte in another neighborhood in a complete different side of town that's terrible. So it all depends who your superintendent is and how well the QC is at that moment. You can have a superintendent going through a divorce that month, and you're just gonna get a shitty house, or maybe you're having a QC or a superintendent that's on top of their game, and you're gonna get a great house. See you, Mars. Appreciate you. What's the cost of refinancing? It's usually like 3 to 7K around there. Matthew Kennedy, are we crazy to get new builds now with the crazy incentives? Help. Hold on. You look like a realtor, Matthew Kennedy. Let me verify. Sometimes realtors be popping up in my chat and like make it seem like they're just... Let me do my research.
All right, YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. We're doing a special series that will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It is going to be pretty much the phase development of someone in their 20s attacking the housing market. And I'm not saying that people...
Yeah, never mind. Looks like you're not a realtor. Looks like you are...
Be very careful that you would be able to...
Never mind. You survived the gauntlet. Looks like you're into, what is this, Madden? All right, guys. Matthew Kennedy approved. If you guys like Madden, what is this? The freaking digital...
Well, YouTube, here he is, Quadfather. You know, we all knew this guy would go out there.
I'm not sure what this is, but anyways, if you're into this, you're into this. Vibe checked. So he's not a realtor. So your point was, you're good. And dude, I have to check the vibe check. Sometimes if I see somebody with a suit on, I'm like, hold on, is this a realtor? No, he's not exposed. Yeah, he's cool. He passed the vibe check. Everybody, if you're into Madden, go check out Matthew Kennedy. He passed the vibe check. So he said, are we crazy to get new builds now with the crazy incentives trap? Help if anyone knows. So I have about 7-8 people I'm helping right now, and about 5 or 6 of them are new builds. So the question you should ask yourself is it more important to have an affordable monthly payment or be in a location that's like in the city, like near civilization? This could be because, hey, I need to be near school, I need to be near my work, I need to be near my family. I need to be near my kid's school. This might be, bro, I need to save $600-700 off my payment, because right now with the incentives that they're providing, you'll get like a $600 or $700 off the price of your monthly payment in just pure interest. So if the answer is yes, I don't really care driving an extra 45 minutes a day, going back and forth in traffic. I just want to own a house and have a month affordable payment, then go here. If you're like, I have to be in a specific area, then, or, I'm okay paying a higher rate, but I have to be in civilization, then go here. It's that easy. So you're not crazy. You're not dumb. You're not anything. You're just, it's, you just have, it's really simple. You just kind of break it down in that way. Trailer home on an acre in southern Arizona. Is that a question? Are you inviting me? Omar Y just came over and said, trailer home on an acre in southern Arizona. Are you asking me out on a date, Omar? Can you take me out to dinner first before you just invite me to your trailer in southern Arizona? Crosby Cooks. Oh, that looks like a suit and tie. I gotta vibe check you. Sorry, man. So people are not gonna want to comment anymore. Oh, never mind. Never mind. Crosby Crooks is cool. It just looks like it's his he graduated in this. Crosby Cooks, you don't have a channel for me to promote though, so I'm gonna subscribe to you though, just for funsies. There you go. If you ever make videos. So let's see. First time home buyer advice, looking in the West Valley Surprise area. Oh, hello. It's like, oh, you're a potential client. Hey, buddy. I live in the West Valley area. That's why I'm like that. West Valley. If you're going for, here's the thing. With love, peace and love and respect to everybody. But there's just certain neighborhoods that have been surrounded by giant warehouses that it kind of ruined the vibe in my opinion, in different cities. I would avoid those areas. I don't see your house actually gaining a lot of value there. And also, if you're buying a resale, don't buy anywhere near where there's new construction right now. Because if you buy a resale near new construction, like I have a good friend of mine who's tried to sell their house for a reasonable price, in my opinion, but it just was not selling, and we reduced the price on that sucker so many times. We had to eventually reduce it. It's like so cheap that they barely made any money on it because there's new construction all over, his neighborhood, like at least like within a few mile radius. So, yeah, I mean, it really depends. Since you are in my area, Crosby Cooks, I would just recommend you make an appointment with me. We can chat on a one-on-one Zoom appointment. We can go over everything, and I can help kind of guide you. But it's there's just certain neighborhoods I would recommend. If you're going with new construction, I have a nice list of new construction people I like that offer really good incentives. If you're going with a resale, then it depends on your price range. You just want to make sure to don't just look at, oh, this house is pretty, oh, it's remodeled, it's nice. There's other things to factor in. Why does everyone hate the Levine area? Who hates the Levine area? No one hates Levine. David, what do you mean? John Heredia? Yeah, Goodyear. No, I don't live in Goodyear. I live close to Goodyear, but I'm not in Goodyear. It's good to see you're posting videos about those crazy broker compensation agreements. I signed one for 180 days last May, and I could not find much help on YouTube. Is this something new? It is something new. It is something very new. Unfortunately, more and more, I think it's terrible because here's the thing. When I help somebody and I'm working with them, hold on, it's my CFO. Hey, I'm in the live. Is everything okay? Okay. Well, I need to cook, so probably soon, right? Bye. My CFO. I gotta make sure to take care of her. So you guys are just like giving me Godplex. I'm not gonna you guys are giving me. I actually grew up near 75th and Indian School. I grew up in 55th and Thomas, from Maryville area, but I think 75th is Trevor Brown. But anyways, Yeah, dude, the buyer broker compensation agreements are insane. It's freaking crazy. Like I get, people signing agreements because they have to with me too. But if someone doesn't want to work with you no more, dude, I'll be like, cool, let me let you go. I'm not going to fight you. Like, you don't want to work with me. Why am I going to keep you around? Like, I already have a lot of people in my life that don't like me that keep me around. Why would I want another one? So, but these agents are like, I'm going to sign you on a 6-month agreement. Oh, it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Just sign. It's fine. Or they'll sign a 30-day agreement. It's no big deal. It's fine. People sign. But that 30-day agreement has a clause where for 200 days after, if you buy any house that you saw with that agent, they are owed money. It's like, I think agents are afraid to explain the contract because it's serious. It's like, if you buy any house or anything without me in this time period, you owe me money. Or I'm going to get paid 3% for my services. It's scary to do that. But because they're scared of it, they make it seem like it's not a big deal. And then when they get in their feelings because you don't want to work with them, they're like, well, now I'm going to suddenly grow a pair and enforce it. Crosby Crooks, grants and incentive programs. Yeah, realtors like to throw out those terms a lot. There are some grants and incentive programs, but there's always a caveat, right? There's always oh yes, if you use an incentive. So here's the thing: if you are going to explore an incentive program, first of all, use a broker. And if you don't have a broker, I mean, you're in my area, so reach out to me. But use a broker. I think they usually have better deals than lenders do. But anyways, if you're going to use an incentive program, use it so that way you don't to build on what you have. Don't use, I have people that I've said, I'm sorry, I can't work with you because they have zero in the bank and they want to use incentives to buy a house. I just cannot in good faith help that person because if something goes wrong or just something it's on my conscience, I can't do it. Right. So whereas back in the day, 2010, people were doing it all the time because it was just so cheap to do it. Why not? Right. But yeah, if they're out there, just be careful. Okay. Let's see. Matty Dubs with the check mark. Hold on, I gotta do a vibe check for you, Matty Dubs.
The Dallas Cowboys are making big moves already to start the new league year. Already making 2 trades that will undoubtedly make them a better football team next season. The first big trade was acquiring one of the best cornerbacks in all of football, Stephon Gilmore.
You know what's funny? I'm ashamed to admit this, but I grew up a Cowboys fan. I grew up, my dad was a Cowboys fan, probably because he copied somebody because we were growing up. So I grew up watching a lot of Cowboys games. And, here's one thing as a Cowboys fan. It's demoralizing, right? There's always a lot of momentum. But the one thing I can't forgive the Cowboys for is if they lost that day, my dad was in a shitty mood and he was kicking my ass. So thanks to the freaking Cowboys, I got my ass kicked a lot. So I have a grudge against them only because my ass got kicked a lot when my dad was in a shitty mood because they lost. But when they won, man, he's a little bit weird. Let's not talk dad issues right now. When he won, things were great. But anyways, Matty Dubs looks like he passes the vibe check. Hard working man, dude. Excuse me. 2 videos a day. You're grinding right now, man. My respect to you. But let's answer your question now. Advice for a 26-year-old buying their first house in Massachusetts. Prices are so high here. Usually, high-priced areas have surrounding neighborhoods that are not so high-priced. Okay, there's nothing wrong with either buying in a rougher area. Actually, let me take that back. If you're on your own and you're single and you want to go and be a pioneer and buy in a rougher area to try to make into something, maybe might work. Or you can just go on the outskirts. Usually really popular or expensive cities have outskirts that work. Okay. If none of those work, then dude, just buy a little condo or a little townhouse, or maybe just rent. But at the end of the day, if I was in your shoes, if I was a single guy in like a really expensive city like Massachusetts state, so like let's say I don't know what city you're in, so let's just say it's an expensive city in Massachusetts, I would explore moving. Or if I just love the city, I would just be okay not owning.
Insert an offensive comment.
Wow, I'm shocked you're not fat shaming me, Rod. Every time we get together, you just fat shame me. So come on, you know you have a menu. Anyways, but thank you for the $5, man. Appreciate you. I'm gonna vibe check you right now. I'm gonna check out your channel, see what's going on in there. So anyways, I think like if you have a love for your city and you don't want to leave it, just rent, dude. Just rent. Nothing wrong with it. I love downtown Phoenix. I love you know, but I have kids, so I can't live there, right? So but if my wife and I, you know, we don't have kids and we want to live in downtown Phoenix, we can't afford in downtown Phoenix, we're renting there until we can afford it, or we go by an outskirts and we have a 20-30 minute commute until we can buy there, right? So it's the best advice I have for you. Jose, know any good realtors in Idaho? I'm not the hoe, you the hoe. Homeland.com/Javier, links in the description. I know, sorry to give you, I don't know anyone personally, but they're a great referral service. I recommend them highly. Check them out. I will own nothing and will be happy. Well, that's your choice, man. JPMS, I bought a $500,000 house with $120,000 in Levine. Lots of people tell me it's a bad investment. Who's telling you? Who's like, what kind of friends do you have that you say, hey, I just bought a house. Oh, that's a bad investment. Just shaking my head. Like, wow, man, that's like weird, right? Isn't that weird? So first of all, if you have people in your life that are gonna tell you, hey man, you made a bad investment, that's really asshole behavior there. You know what I'm saying? I see your channel, you have a lot of gun stuff and you live in my area, so I'll be very respectful. Don't go shoot anybody, please, but please be polite. But no, I think it's, dude, you bought a house. Hopefully you didn't drain your entire savings. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit, dude? At the end of the day, your house isn't an investment. I guess it kind of is, but you're doing this, you know. I can sleep at night knowing that I'm helping people that have the desire to own their home. And I'm not telling people it's an amazing investment, you're gonna make tons of money, but I'm guiding you in the best way I can, right? So you own your house, dude. Let other people talk shit about it was a terrible investment. Okay, say that while you in your apartment that you rent or your house you rent. You own your house and you deserve to be applauded for that. So applause for you. Also, you didn't use me, so shame on you. So I take that back. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not kidding. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Let's see. I'm renting next year. Is there any chance apartments get cheaper in Phoenix, Arizona? Maybe. Rod says you can tell how he's lying when he blinks. Do I have a tell? Watching nothing but nonsense. Trump, let's go. Liz M, embarrassing. Rod says that explains a lot, actually. LMAO, lost me at the Cowboys and Gilmore being one. Oh, because you guys are talking about the Cowboys. I'm sorry. I'm not. I grew up you grew up a Cowboys fan. Does that make you a Cowboys fan? Like, I guess it does, but I mean, I don't watch football anymore. I haven't watched it in years. JPMS says I grew up in Maryville. Anything is better for me. Maryville's not bad anymore. Maryville's not bad. Home Depot jingle. Yeah. Are we talking about Canada rates? No, we're talking about United States of America. If you have time, could you look at 198 Stafford Road? Yeah, sure, no problem. Can you buy a foreclosure with conventional? Depends. If it's like an auction house, you need cash. If it's like a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, then yeah, you can. Actually, the lender was named Javi, and he shoulder exactly like you over the phone. Oh, glad it worked out. Let's see. Wow, 585 for that freaking house, dude. I'm going to freaking Massachusetts. Dude, that's insane. You got no front yard though. Beautiful kitchen. Holy crap. That's 585. Why do you need so many bedrooms though? It's like near a forest. Dude, I'm sorry. This is a great house. Of course, no inspection, but compared to what I'm seeing, that's a great house. So it looks like you definitely are further away from the city then, right? Yeah, it's like the border of. So your closest city is Hampden. Dude, that's. No, nothing. It's not. Nothing's wrong. It does look haunted. It's been on the market for 13 days, and it's just out in the middle of nowhere. You know, it's just far. You have to adjust your lifestyle to that. Like, there's not really much going around here. You have to drive for groceries. Like, what is that? I don't know how. I'm terrible with maps. So, yeah, I mean, it just looks like it's worth. It's just, where is the nearest city? Is it Springfield? Or do you go down to Connecticut? How hard is it to get a foreclosure to lower the price? Depends on the bank. There's no city near it. Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, I'm dumb. I guess I'm a city slicker, but where do you go for groceries? I'm confused. But yeah, I mean, it's cheap because of that reason. You're in the middle of nowhere. So yeah. Anywho, I gotta go cook dinner now for my family, y'all. I appreciate everybody stopping by. Appreciate everybody. Once again, leave you some parting thoughts. This low interest rates that are happening now benefits people who have bought, who are currently buying. Are currently buying, are pre-qualifying, or are under contract. Maybe people that bought a few 2 years ago with a rate that's higher. Now's a chance to refinance. But don't go just cancel the plans of saving. If you're not ready to buy yet, let it go. It's okay. It's better. Even if the rates go up again or prices go up again, those are fun markets to buy in because you can actually get a good deal, right? You can get it off the price and stuff. But you'll buy with the confidence of knowing you have emergency funds saved. You have all these other things that are ready to go. So appreciate everybody's stopping by. Shout out to Maddie Dubs. Pretty cool, man. Go for it, dude. It looks like a nice house to me. But then again, do your comps. Whoever your agent is, make sure they're verifying what it's really worth and all that stuff. So how can we prepare for